the people, they means with the technique you have 100% right decisions, but this is not the case.
Yeah.
Because football, what I said before, it's not black and white.
Yeah.
It's often gray.
Welcome to the latest episode of Tech.Rulez.Period here out of Marbella in Spain. My guest today has refereed 883 soccer matches in his 27 years of being a soccer referee. One of his key marks were the Champions League final 2002, as well as the World Cup, South Korea and Japan, where he basically refereed a couple of matches. A fun fact about himself is that he gave the yellow card to Michael Ballack that then resulted in him not participating in the final in 2002 in South Korea. Welcome to the show, Urs Meier.
Thank you.
Urs, you've been part of the goal line technology as well as the video assisted referee principle, which is a very technology-driven innovation within soccer today, right? While this format is a lot about how technology changes the way our society works, can you get us a bit back in time and how it started and with whom you initially discussed those kind of things and how it developed until today?
Yeah, with pleasure. Yeah, I was really involved in this technology because the first thing that we brought on the market for helping the referees was the communication system. Yeah. Because before we have no communication system, we have a non-verbal system between the referee and the assistant. So you have to make the sign, you have to make some special movements for the assistant that you know it's inside or outside the penalty area, for example. And then we brought this communication system, and then the other problem that we had in this time was goal or not goal, because this was always a blind point for the referee and also for the assistants, because the assistants that was on the offside line, mainly 14, 15 meters away from the goal line. The referee was far away, 20, 25 meters. So nobody can proper say it's goal or not goal. And that's why we decide to bring the goal line technology in the football. And in this time we had from the Fraunhofer Institute, we have the chip. We have the ball from Adidas, and this implanted this in the middle of the ball.
Inside the ball.
Yeah, it's very complicated because this point must be always in the middle. And when a ball goes down on the ground, he is flat like an egg. So he have to be on the middle to have a proper sign. And then we have a company also from Germany. Oh. And they made it with radio waves like this. And then we had a problem because the radio waves, they have also radio shadows. Yeah. And the shadows, there was often, we have a problem. For example, in Peru, we make a test. In Peru, the ball goes 10 meters over the goal. And on the watch from the referee was a goal. It was goal.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we stopped this for the World Cup 2006. And give it back to the companies to make a better
technology.
Of course, yeah. And then we had it in 2014 in Brazil. We have the goal line technology. And since then, we have no problem with goal or not goal because this is a black and white decision.
And do you see that on your watch?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
You have it immediately, the ball was behind the line. So we have no goals like 1966 in the World Cup, Germany versus England. Yeah. And the same we had in 2010 in South Africa. So this problem was out. But when we have a discussion about this technology, we know exactly when we open the door for the technique, then they will also the technique to have for offside, for penalty decide, for red cards or like this. And now we have the VAR. The VAR is a product of this decision.
Time,
of course. And the problem is always with the VAR. VAR, the penalty or not penalty, handball or not handball, this is not black and white decisions. There is often this gray decision. With gray, it's very difficult that the technique can support us in 100%. And this is a big problem.
Okay. And how did it change your role as a referee? I mean, how do you started to maneuver with this technology? How did you train yourself and referee colleagues?
Yeah, you have to make it. It's I think it's learning by doing. Yeah, and this was the problem. And we have the VAR we have since 2017. There was first in Germany, then 2018 in the World Cup in Russia. We have the VAR now in all the big leagues, of course, but we have always the same problems. Yeah. We have the same discussion, and we have more discussions because the people, the means with the technique, you have 100% right decisions, but this is not the case. Yeah. Because football, what I said before, it's not black and white. Yeah. It's often gray. You need other things. You need to see the intention, for example. In video frames, you don't see the intention, but on the field, you feel it, you perceive the intention, and that's why you need also a good referee with football knowledge. And this is the main point.
Thanks, Urs. Very, very insightful. I mean, if you then look a bit beyond the goal line technology and VAR, do you see other technologies, or what are you currently discussing in that context?
Yeah, of course. For example, for the statistical, for the analytics, for the players, the movement, how they are looking, they have the opponent, for example, when he is in the back. He is able to feel where is for example, the attacker for the defender, and so on and so on. And there is a lot of possibilities in this case, and but for my job as a referee, I think the most important thing, I come back to the first statement that I said. This is the football knowledge. If you have no football knowledge, all the techniques, they doesn't help you. And I think also a good car driver, he needs a good education in this case, or a pilot. The technique can help him in a lot of cases, but the most important thing is that you know what is the important thing in your job.
Okay. And I mean, the person that sits in what in Germany, we always said the person that sits in the Cologne cellar, right? How are they? What kind of education do they have? Are they like referees like yourself? Have you been sitting there and looked? No.
I was 2 or 3 times in such a cellar, not in Köln, in Volkertswil, is in Switzerland. Yeah. And I see the problems. I make this also before in the ZDF. I work like this also without VAR. Yeah. I make the same job in ZDF with, for example, with Bellaretti. Yeah. He was the commentator. And he was always asking me, was it a penalty? Was no penalty? And I have to say, oh, wait, I have to watch camera 3, 2, camera 4. And he was, what is penalty or not penalty? And I was not sure. With the picture in the television, I was never sure. When I was sitting next to him in a stadium, I have the direct visibility to the action. I was always faster than him. It was no penalty, red card, no red card, or like this. I was always really off on the point. But with pictures, in the television, you have not the same speed, you have not the same distance, you have no the intention. Yeah. So you miss a lot of points. They are really important for a good decision, and that's why the guys in the cellar in Köln, they are really. In German, arme Schweine. I don't know.
And have you encountered yourself a situation where you basically made a decision, but then later on looked at the sort of that's a usual, well, not usual, but here and there it happens.
But it's normal. But you have a feeling for the situation. But mostly when I make a bad decision, mostly I have not a good position. I was not ready to go on a good position. So that's why I make these mistakes. And then you have to learn. But it is normal. It's a part of the sport.
Yeah.
Also, the defender makes mistakes. The coaches make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, of course. And this is a part of the sport. That's why they're so interesting.
Okay. Urs, you also mentioned a company like or institution like Fraunhofer Institute, other companies that contribute from a data, maybe artificial intelligence perspective. What kind of companies do you see in that wider context? And is your feeling that companies are continuously contributing on developing the soccer further?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think in offside, for example, we are not on the end in the
technology.
Of course.
Yeah.
We are in the beginning. So I think in 5-10 years, we have no more problems with offsides. So then we are really, really secure what's happened on the football field. And also ball in or out. We have a lot of problems with the balls in and out.
Like at the
not on the goal line. On the goal line, we are fine. But for example, Switzerland scores 2 goals from a corner kick.
Yeah.
And both balls was inside the field, but the assistant give it out. So two goals was cancelled for Switzerland in the Conference League.
Okay.
Because of the ball in or out. And also in the World Cup 2022 with Japan and Spain, was it out or was it not out? It was a big discussion. And that's why Germany goes out of the competition. If this ball was out, then Germany was qualified. When it's in, then it's out.
But what is the difference between the goal line and then the sideline?
Because
you just use the same.
Yeah, no, it's only concentrated on the focus is only on the goal.
Yeah.
So they have no system on the other lines, and that's why. But I think in the future we will have also this problem. We have a solution for these problems, ball in or out. And then we have also the VAR, for example, that we can have trainings for the footballers, for the sports in general with VAR, like all these situations that we have. For example, who is this guy looking, for example, what make his body, what must make his face. And so you have a lot of possibilities in the future with the technique in the sport.
Yeah. So there is a big debate about, does it really accelerate the game or does it slow down the game? Well, and if you look at the latest, I think the summary of how long a 90-minute game today goes, it's about 96, 98. So what's your view on acceleration versus slowing it down?
This is a big problem in football, especially because we have other sports like rugby, like American football, like ice hockey, for example. They have the breaks. Also in the past, they have breaks. In this sport, you have breaks. But in football, normally the football leaves for the days running. They goes from one side to the other side. It's not stopping. And now with this technology, they stop the game in an unnatural way sometimes. Oh, wait. No, in this time, they have to play. Tack, tack, tack. No penalty here. Yes. And the other side. Tack. And this is the fascination of football. And with the VAR, with the technique, now we lose a little bit this
authenticity, sort of.
Yeah, of course. I say always the second round in the FA Cup is not the FA Cup in Germany, is the cup. The second round, it's without VAR, and normally we have the best games in the whole year in this second round because it's so fast. It's like before, the referee have to decide, the assistant, you have to decide, no, to wait, Was it offside? Was not offside? We make the situation. No. In the end, no. He have to decide yes or no, and also the referee yes or no. And this is the fascination of football. And we have the technique in the black and white decision. They can help us.
Yeah.
Offside, not offside, goal or not goal, fantastic. But ball in or out, it's also black and white. But in the other case, we need more decision from
the referee.
Professional referees with football knowledge. We have to bring former footballer in this work as a referee, and then we have. In the future, we have better decisions.
And then help me on one more thing. The situation in the past where you said, like, I do make the decision as a referee versus you have to look, you need to walk out to the screen, 60,000 people yelling at you, knowing everything better. How did you equip yourself to be prepared in this situation? Because they weren't there before, right?
This is very difficult because you have what I said before, you see the intention, you see the distance, you see the speed from the action. And so you have in your mind, in your viewpoints, for example, it was not intentional handball. So you gave, for example, a corner kick. And now the VAR comes and say, yeah, but the ball was on the hand. You have to go out. Then you go out. Then you look it there. Then you see, yeah, it was on the hand.
And people yelling at you.
And then are you studying what is now the better decision to sell this decision for the whole audience, for the whole people and the television, the millions and billions of spectators. What is the better decision? And we had this, for example, in the World Cup final, France versus Croatia, 2018. It was exactly this situation, and the referee was go out, and he saw it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. After 5 times, he said, "Okay, I give this penalty because it was better to sell like this." And but it was the wrong decision. It was not intentional. It was a short distance, and that's why it's always difficult when you go out as a referee that change completely your proper decision what you had on the field. And sometimes you have the intention, and this is the most important thing. And it was not the intention, so play on.
No, very, very insightful was understanding where it basically started, technology in sports, in soccer in particular. Also having taken away, we are not yet at the final stage, so certain things will develop over time, but also that it should remain sort of a supporting, enabling element, but should not, completely take it over, because we still need referees to be on the ground and make sure that a game works the way it should work. Thank you very much. It was very, very insightful.
Thank you.